Hi there. Now we're going to look at a linear pattern which is based around a group of 7. This is based around a single sticking pattern that we really need to practice quite a lot to get used to. And the sticking pattern is simply right, left, right, and. Now, and is actually going to be the bass drum. We'll play all the other rights and lefts on the snare to begin with. So we're just playing one group of 7, and this is what it sounds like. Okay, simple enough. Let's multiply it by 2 now. So we're going to create a bar of 7/16. Okay, simple enough. Let's multiply it by 2 now. So we're going to create a bar of 7/16. I'll pause in between each bar so you can see how one single bar of 7/16 sounds. So if we play a few bars of 7/16 in succession, then it sounds like this. So obviously 7/16 is an odd timing, and in Western music at least, not very musical. So the reason why we went through the pattern in 7/16 is just to get used to the sticking pattern and looping it, because that's the most effective way of doing that to begin with. Now we're going to make it musical and transform it into a 4/4 pattern. So far, obviously, one bar of 7/16 is 14 beats. To make a bar of 4/4, we need 16 beats. So we just need to add 2 beats on the end, 2/16ths on the end, which are going to be right, left. So the whole thing's one bar now of 4/4, with the 2 7s in and the 2/16th notes will sound like this. Once again, we'll play a few bars of 4/4 with the 7s in succession now to get used to how it feels and how we can eventually groove with it. Now at this point it doesn't sound very exciting, and you might ask, well, why do I have to start with the right hand and then the left hand within the group of 7? And the reason for this is that we're going to create some interesting shapes, if you like, around the kit. We're going to orchestrate the pattern around the kit now. Before we do that, we just need to make some final adjustments with the pattern, and that is basically adding in the left foot with the right foot. We're also going to add a 1 with the bass drum, right on the 1 of the bar of 4/4. Okay, so it's going to sound like this all together. Okay, now this is where the fun starts. We're going to move the right hand to the ride cymbal and the left hand to the hi-hat. And just play exactly the same thing again. Just keep that sticking pattern in your head. Write it out if you have to. So as you can see already, we're starting to see the benefits of using the pattern on the hi-hat, because the left hand's got a lovely relationship with the left foot now. The left foot seems to be preempting hi-hat hits. So if we just isolate what the hands are doing and the left foot's doing, you can see I'll take the right hand out of the pattern as well so you can see that more clearly. So now we're going to go back to the pattern with the right foot and go back to creating a proper groove with the main backbeat on the 2 and 4. So before we do that, let's look where the first snare is going to fall. If we look at the sticking pattern, right, and left, right. that's where the first snare is going to be, on the left, right. So let's try that. Okay, now for the next snare beat, which will be on the 4. Now this is actually going to be on the right, left, right, and left, right, and right, left, right, and left, right. So on the right of the second left, right, if you're still with me. Here we go. So let's increase the speed a bit now, and what we're also going to do is experiment by moving the right hand around the kit, mainly between the ride cymbal, the floor tom, and the closed mini hi-hats. Okay, so we created a nice groove there, and the improvisation worked and made it sound more musical, and also we were using other beats within the 7-note pattern to create extra offbeat snare hits as well. So now we're just going to improvise more, and this time we're going to experiment moving the left hand around quite a lot, maybe between the high tom and the hi-hat. So here we go. Okay, so everything I just played is based around that single group of 7 that we learned, mainly the 4/4 phrase, but there was no straying off to any different sticking pattern paths, and basically it was just orchestrated very differently around the kit. And you can have a lot of fun doing that and coming up with your own grooves as well using that pattern. Towards the end of the improvised solo, if you like, that I just played, we went back to the 7/16 phrase. And we were actually using double kick drums with the 7s. Now, it can get a little complex, so you have to bear with the explanation. So if we go back to the group of 7, right, right, and left, right, and, this time we're just going to focus on the left foot playing the and, so we get. Now, if we say that the right, right, and the left, right, are fragments. We'll refer to those as fragments. On the tail of each fragment, which is always a right hand in this case, we're going to put a right foot. So it's going to sound like this. Okay, that was a bar of 7/16 again, so we'll repeat that and get used to it more, playing a few bars in succession. So now the snare beats that are on the kick drum, we can move to a cymbal and create a very devastating sounding fill. Fills of mass destruction. So here we go. And we can experiment by moving around the sticking pattern onto the toms, for instance. So there, a simple group of 7 orchestrated around the kit to create different sounding grooves. Have fun.